On this video, I'll teach you a bit about spacing across the Petique template. So if you check the variables panel, we have a sizes collection, and here we have some fixed sizes, we have some spacer sizes, section, and also border radius. The first thing you might notice is that we are using rems, and you might be asking why are we using rems instead of pixels if pixels are so much easier to work. And that's true, they are easier to work, but they are bad for web accessibility. So if you want to check the full documentation, you can just access finsuite.com/client first, and here read the docs, and then you have sizes and rem. And here you have a full explanation of why are we using rems instead of pixels. But just to give you an idea, basically as you can see here on this video, if the user changes the font size on its browser, so let's say your user is using Chrome and he goes to the browser settings and here he changes the font size. If your website is using pixels, nothing will happen. So the website texts and everything will stay the same size. But if you're using rems, then of course your website size will be automatically updated to the font size that the user chooses on its browser settings. So the method to calculate rems and pixels is very simple. So just to explain to you, 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels. So if you want to know, let's say, okay, so how many pixels are equal to 2 rems, it's very simple. You just need to take the calculator and type the rems value and multiply it by 16. So 2 rems are equal to 32 pixels. And if you split the pixels number by 16, you get the rems value. So let's say 96 pixels. So this divided by 16, it's equal to 6. So 96 pixels are equal to 6 rems. Now let's change the spacing across a few elements. So let's say you want to increase the spacing between this heading on the home tool and this paragraph, right? You can see that we already have a spacer medium here, so we can just select this div block, remove the class, and type spacer dash. And here you have a lot of options of spacer sizes to choose from. I'll just set as a spacer large, and as you can see, it's already a bit bigger than the previous one. I can also set spacer huge, which will give me a lot more of spacing. So every time you want to set spacing between elements, just add a new div block, type spacer, and choose this type of spacer size that you want. You can also check the style guide here, and if you scroll down until the spacer size, you can see that you have all the spacers here, so you can actually check. Please remind this is connected to the variables, so if for some reason you want to change any of these spaces, which I don't actually recommend, I just recommend you to use like different classes, right? But let's say you want to change, always use the variables here to change the spacers instead of just changing right here on the style panel. You can also notice that we have some padding spacers here, which is also of course connected to the variables. So if you want to change the padding spaces of the sections, you can always use the variables or even use the pre-existing class to actually change the spacing on a specific section.